depends on the day. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to wear the same shirt every day, you know? So sometimes you wake up, you want to be in an F-18, sometimes, you know, P-51.
Great answer, Melanie. Thank you so much.
The first one was swing shoot. So we did that and we met there, we fell in love, and then we got together and we had a baby.
She could light up an entire room with a single smile. Goldie Hawn, America's sweetheart, an Oscar winner, the woman who made millions laugh without even trying. To the public, she was pure sunshine, effortless charm, and nonstop joy. But behind that glowing image lived a woman quietly craving something real, something steady, something true. She had already survived 2 broken marriages, felt the sting of real heartbreak, and still kept moving forward with the same sparkle that made audiences fall in love with her again and again. Now at 79, Goldie is finally opening up about one man, the only person she says truly saw her, the only one who made her feel genuinely understood in a way no one else ever did. And here's the twist. It's not the man although most people expected. Goldie wasn't simply born ready to perform. She was shaped by loss, discipline, and quiet resilience from the very beginning. Raised in a Jewish home in Maryland, she grew up alongside her sister Patty, unaware for years that they once had a brother, Edward Jr., who passed away as a baby. That early family loss cast a subtle shadow even as Goldie's natural light continued to shine. She began dancing at just 3 years old, showing skill and confidence far beyond her age. By 10, she was already performing in the Nutcracker with the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo, commanding the stage as if it were her natural home. By the mid-1960s, she was acting in Romeo and Juliet, running her own ballet school, and refusing to slow down for anything or anyone. College didn't stand a chance against that kind of ambition. Goldie left her studies behind and chased her dreams headfirst, making her professional dancing debut in Can-Can at the New York World's Fair. Soon, she was lighting up go-go clubs across New York and New Jersey, moving with the confidence of someone who knew she was destined for more, and Hollywood noticed. Her big break arrived in 1968 with Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, where her bubbly laugh, fearless comedy, and wild energy turned her into one of television's most beloved faces overnight. That same momentum carried her straight into film, and Cactus Flower in 1969 changed everything. Goldie walked away with an Academy Award and a Golden Globe, proving she wasn't just funny. She was the real deal. Hit after hit followed at lightning speed. There's a Girl in My Soup, Butterflies Are Free, The Sugarland Express, Shampoo, Foul Play, and then Private Benjamin, which earned her another Oscar nomination for Best Actress. Goldie wasn't just shining, she was owning the era. She leaped effortlessly from Overboard to Death Becomes Her, from The First Wives Club to The Christmas Chronicles, proving she could make audiences of any age laugh until it hurt. But while her screen life sparkled, her real life was far more complicated than fans ever imagined. Before fame came crashing through her door, Goldie had her share of early romances. She dated actor Mark Goddard and singer Spiro Oris. But her first truly deep connection came with Gus Triconis, a dancer and actor who appeared in West Side Story. They met in the late 1960s while performing, and Goldie once admitted she wanted to marry him the moment they met. They tied the knot in Hawaii in May 1969, but success has a way of changing everything. As Goldie's career exploded, Gus struggled to find steady work, and their lives began drifting in opposite directions. The distance didn't arrive overnight. It crept in slowly, quietly, and once it started, it never let go. They separated quietly in 1973, but the emotional fallout dragged on for years. Goldie Hawn didn't file for divorce until New Year's Eve, 1975, and by then, she was already engaged to someone new. The divorce was finalized in June 1976, and just weeks later, Goldie was walking down the aisle again, proving just how fast her personal life could move. Her second husband was musician and actor Bill Hudson of the Hudson Brothers, and their spark ignited high above the clouds on a first-class flight from New York to Los Angeles. It was fast, intense, and intoxicating, like one of Goldie's romantic movie scenes suddenly bursting into real life. They married on July 3, 1976, in her hometown, surrounded by hope and Hollywood buzz. Together, they welcomed 2 children, Oliver and Kate, both of whom would later carve out successful acting careers of their own. On the surface, it looked like the perfect new chapter, but behind closed doors, cracks were already forming. By 1980, the marriage had collapsed almost as quickly as it began. Bill filed for divorce and later admitted he'd had doubts even on their wedding day. According to him, he felt like the luckiest man alive until Goldie leaned in and asked, "Are you sure we did the right thing?" That single question, he said, hit him like a punch and never left his mind. Bill insisted he was fully committed to building a traditional family, but claimed Goldie didn't share the same vision. He said she wanted freedom, independence, and space, while he believed in structure and permanence. After the split, emotions didn't cool down, they exploded. Things grew messier, louder, and far more public. Bill said he felt pushed out of his children's lives, and that loss hurt deeper than anything he'd ever known. Gus Triconis also spoke up, claiming Goldie changed once fame took hold. He said success pulled her away, and that she began running with Hollywood royalty like Barbra Streisand and Jack Nicholson, behavior he described as wild and unfamiliar. Bill didn't hold back either. He claimed Goldie maintained a warm, spotless public image, while privately he experienced her as manipulative, cruel, and selfish. What angered him most was how she later described their marriage, strongly disputing her claim that it was an open marriage, insisting that was never something he agreed to. What broke Bill the hardest wasn't fame or ego, it was losing daily contact with his children. He said that pain stayed with him for years, long after the spotlight moved on. To the public, Goldie still looked like Hollywood's golden girl, but off-screen, her life was heavy with heartbreak and unresolved emotion. 2 marriages had crashed hard, and both ex-husbands carried their bitterness for years. Still, Goldie kept moving forward. She focused on raising her children, building her foundation work, and somehow found the strength to open her heart once again. Goldie and Kurt Russell had actually crossed paths long before any romance. They first met in 1966 while filming the one and only, genuine, original family band. Goldie was 21, Kurt just 16, and despite the age gap, she later admitted, "I thought he was adorable." Nothing happened back then. They were young, career-focused, and both agreed they didn't want to date actors. That first meeting faded into a sweet memory, one neither of them imagined would return 17 years later and turn their lives upside down. It should have been awkward, but it wasn't. When Goldie Hawn smiled and calmly replied, "Why, thank you," every ounce of tension instantly vanished. In that one effortless moment, the ice shattered, the nerves dissolved, and something unmistakable clicked into place. Their first date felt like it had been lifted straight from a screenplay. They went dancing at the Playboy Club, laughing and moving like they already knew each other's rhythm, before heading to a house Goldie had just purchased. There was only one problem: she didn't even have the keys yet. Instead of turning back, they teamed up like conspirators, wandering through the empty rooms together as the night grew louder and warmer. The moment was cut short when the police arrived and shut everything down. Undeterred, they laughed it off and ended the night at a hotel instead. Kurt later summed it up perfectly when he said, "That was our first date. It was a lot of fun." From chaos to comfort, it somehow worked. Once filming began on Swing Shift, they finally had real time together, and that's when everything shifted. The sparks didn't just fly, they settled in. What started as chemistry deepened into something serious, grounded, and unmistakably real. Goldie always admitted Kurt was handsome, but it wasn't his looks that won her heart. It was his honesty. No games, no performance, no manufactured charm. She later shared, "I could tell right away he wasn't a womanizer," and that alone set him apart in a town full of illusions. What truly sealed it, though, was the way Kurt Russell treated her children, Oliver and Kate. Goldie brought them to set, and every time she watched Kurt interact with them, something shifted inside her. She said he was incredible with them, patient, playful, and completely natural. In that moment, she realized this wasn't just romance, it was family. By 1986, 3 years after they began dating, Goldie and Kurt welcomed their son Wyatt, completing a blended family that already included Oliver, Kate, and Kurt's son, Boston. Still, they never felt the need to marry. For them, commitment didn't require paperwork. It showed up every day. In 2021, Goldie posted a birthday message to Kurt that said everything without trying too hard. She called him a wild one, brilliant, lovable, childlike, perfectly maddening, a father supreme, and deeply funny, before adding, "I can't imagine my life without you. At any age, you are the catch, and you're all mine." It was pure Goldie, warm, honest, and completely unfiltered. Their love didn't stop at home, it lit up the screen too. Their 1987 hit Overboard showcased their chemistry in full force. Goldie played a spoiled heiress who loses her memory, while Kurt's character convinces her they're married. Audiences adored it because it felt real, and that's because it was. Years later, in 2020, they happened to watch the movie together when it randomly appeared on TV. Goldie smiled and said, "It was so fabulous how we started. No script could have written it better. Their bond even dazzled on stage." In 1989, they walked out together to present at the Oscars. Goldie told the audience, "We fit in completely to the theme of the show because we're co-stars, we're compadres, we're companions, and we're a couple." Kurt grinned and added, "There's only one thing, we're not married." The room erupted. In 1996, they stepped into the spotlight together once again at the premiere of The First Wives Club. Goldie Hawn starred in the blockbuster alongside Diane Keaton and Bette Midler, while Kurt Russell stood proudly at her side all night long. Their children were right there too, turning the red carpet into a family affair and showing the world just how close their crew had become. Goldie and Kurt had a way of transforming every public moment into something personal. Over the years, they grew into grandparents to 7 grandchildren, all while keeping their bond strong through every twist life threw their way. They laughed together, worked together, and faced the ups and downs like a true team, never pretending perfection, but always choosing each other. They never had a wedding, but what they built was even stronger. It was a partnership rooted in trust, humor, and mutual respect, one that quietly lasted for decades. In 2003, Goldie shared something especially heartfelt, saying she wasn't in a rush for anything, but she would love to be a grandmother someday because she believed it would be so much fun. That wish came true sooner than she expected. In January 2004, Goldie's daughter, Kate Hudson, became the first of the children to step into parenthood. On January 8th, Kate and her then-husband, Chris Robinson, welcomed their son, writer Russell Robinson. Kate was just 24, but she knew exactly why she wanted children young, explaining, "I want children early enough to really experience my parents young. I want my parents to see my kids graduate from high school." Just like that, Goldie and Kurt officially became grandparents, and the joy only grew from there. More special moments followed, including a glamorous 2006 red carpet appearance in Italy for the Poseidon premiere. Goldie stood proudly beside Kurt as fans cheered wildly for their real-life love story. When Kurt leaned in and kissed her on the carpet, the crowd went wild. It was natural, unforced, and unmistakably real. Jump ahead to 2016. Goldie turned 71 and celebrated at the iconic Catch LA, walking in with her trademark radiant smile while Kurt carried a large present beside her. But the most meaningful gift wasn't at the restaurant. It was waiting back home. Kate later shared a photo of a fireplace Kurt had built himself in their new home, writing that he laid the stone, placing a large heart to represent Goldie and 4 smaller hearts for the kids. That quiet detail said everything words couldn't. This was love shown through action, patience, and care. In 2017, Goldie was glowing again at the Guardians of the Galaxy Ball. 2 premiere. Kurt had a major role, and she was right there cheering him on, saying, "I'm always proud of him," even though she hadn't seen the movie yet. Being there for him mattered more than anything. But the most emotional moment came weeks later. In May 2017, both Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell received stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, standing side by side during one of the most touching ceremonies of their journey. Goldie later said the event turned into a love fest, adding, "I didn't expect him to say those things. I had no idea he was going to be so beautiful." Their legacy was never just about movies. It was about decades of love that never needed a wedding ring to prove its strength. During his speech, Kurt looked at Goldie with a soft smile and delivered a line that melted the crowd. He told her, "To you, I owe my wonderful life. Simply put, Goldie, I cherish you." Then he added that all the stars on the boulevard couldn't hold a candle to what they shared. He ended by saying, "There's no one else I'd rather be next to for all of that than Goldie Hawn." They kissed beside their twin stars, and for once, Hollywood magic didn't feel staged. It felt real. Later that month, Goldie reflected on why their relationship endured for so long. She said it came down to love, gratitude, compassion, and understanding that partners can sometimes drive each other crazy. For her, it was never about fame. It was about building a life step by step with the right person. Goldie's role in the first Christmas Chronicles film may have been small, but it was pure sweetness, and even more meaningful because it became a true family moment. Their son Oliver made a brief appearance too, turning the set into something personal and intimate, rather than just another Hollywood project. By the time the Christmas Chronicles 2 arrived in 2020, Goldie Hawn fully stepped into the role of Mrs. Claus and completely owned it. Kurt Russell later joked about why they didn't act together more often, explaining, "Goldie Hawn movies and movies that Kurt Russell was in are pretty different things." He added that just because you live with someone, love someone, and enjoy working together, it doesn't mean you need to make 10 or 15 movies together. They were selective, careful, and intentional. And when they did join forces, it always felt special. In October 2018, their family grew once again when Kate Hudson welcomed her daughter, Ronnie Rose. With that joyful arrival, Goldie and Kurt gained even more grandchildren to spoil, eventually becoming grandparents to 7 little ones. They often shared sweet photos online of Ryder, Bingham, Ronnie, Bodie, Wilder, Rio, and Buddy, each one clearly adored and celebrated. In March 2019, they traveled to Hawaii to celebrate Kurt's 68th birthday. Goldie posted a video of the two of them walking, laughing, and teasing each other like carefree kids, and fans couldn't get enough. Even after decades together, they were still choosing fun, still choosing laughter, still choosing each other. By late 2020, the couple opened up more deeply in an interview with People. Goldie summed it up simply, saying, "You've just got to want to be together. It's not about the marriage, it's about the people and the will to stay together." She added that being with someone you love, even something as simple as touching toes at night, was a feeling she never took for granted. In January 2021, their household gained another member, a puppy named Roy Hawn Russell. Goldie shared a cozy photo cuddling him, another quiet glimpse into the warmth and love that filled their home. Every moment between Goldie and Kurt reflected a life built on humor, teamwork, and genuine connection. Nothing captured their story better than Valentine's Day, the date that marked the beginning of everything for them. On February 14, 2022, Goldie posted a tribute celebrating 39 years with Kurt. Fans once again flooded the comments with the same question: why didn't they ever get married? Kurt finally addressed it in a 2023 Variety interview, saying people were always asking, "When are you getting married?" But he and Goldie always wondered, why does anybody care? He even pointed out that their kids never believed marriage defined commitment. Goldie later added her own truth in an interview with CNN, explaining that divorce played a huge role in their decision. She said, "How many divorces haven't hurt children?" Then she shared the heart of it all. "I like the idea that I can wake up in the morning and make decisions every day if I want to be here." For her, choosing each other daily was far stronger than paperwork. In December 2023, the two were spotted in Aspen, bundled up, holding hands, and sharing kisses in the snow. Still cozy, still connected, still unmistakably in love. But only weeks later, Goldie revealed something deeply unsettling. Their Los Angeles home had been broken into twice. The first time happened while they were out at dinner, and she later said, "I walked into my closet and just lost it." Burglars had smashed open her safe, proving they were highly skilled and deliberate. Then, 4 months later, another attempt occurred, this time while Goldie was home alone. She heard a loud thump upstairs and didn't realize until the next morning that someone had tried to break in again. The experience shook her deeply, and she and Kurt decided to bring in personal security, especially when she was alone. "I'm never without a guard now," Goldie Hawn admitted, revealing just how deeply those break-ins changed her sense of safety. Eventually, she and Kurt Russell made a major life shift, leaving Malibu behind and relocating to Palm Desert in search of peace, privacy, and protection. Their old family home didn't stay empty for long, though. Kate Hudson moved in, keeping the roots firmly planted in family. Kate later shared that she'd always been deeply close to Goldie, saying she was very codependent with her mom because their family was nuts in the best way. That closeness never faded, even as the family grew and changed. Still, fans kept circling back to the same question: what truly made Kurt the one? Goldie finally gave her answer in April 2024 on Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. She explained it wasn't just Kurt's charm or his movie star looks, it was that he matched her devotion to family. She said they were instantly bonded by the desire to put family first, to make it number one, no matter what else was happening around them. Over the years, that bond only expanded. Their family grew to include Kate, Oliver, Wyatt, and a lively crew of grandchildren who filled their lives with noise, laughter, and meaning. Goldie later told E! News that connection mattered just as much as love, explaining, "You have to have something that creates belonging." Then she laughed and added, "You also have to be nice to each other." She's also never pretended love is effortless, especially in Hollywood. Goldie openly admitted that monogamy can be challenging in an industry built on temptation and attention. But she and Kurt believe in honesty, communication, and choice. She explained that it's normal to find other people attractive, but what truly matters is what you do with those feelings. Their bond, she said, has elasticity. It bends, but it never breaks. By 2025, Goldie and Kurt had been together for 41 years, still choosing each other every single day. On March 2nd, 2025, they walked the Oscars' red carpet, looking like a couple who never lost the spark. Goldie glowed in a yellow Dolce & Gabbana gown. Kurt looked timeless in a classic black tux, and the two held hands, smiling nonstop like they were right where they belonged. When Kurt was asked how he felt about their long journey together, he kept it simple and heartfelt, saying, "I just love the fact that we met and we are still it. We still like being together." No grand speeches, just truth. They faced break-ins, fame, chaos, career highs, big moves, and shifting family life. But nothing ever shook the foundation they built together. Maybe that's the real secret after all. Not marriage, not tradition, not labels, but choosing each other again and again, every single day. So now it's your turn. What's your favorite Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell moment? Drop it in the comments, hit like, smash subscribe, and share this story with anyone who loves classic Hollywood love stories. Stay tuned for more wild chapters from Hollywood's fascinating history. We'll see you next time.